I had a chance to sit down with FIFA President Gianni Infantino and AB InBev CEO Michel Doukeris about how the sponsorship boosts both of their bottom lines.
We are super focused on FIFA. This is the biggest event on earth. And we believe a lot on this idea of mega brands and mega platforms. And our brands go very well with sports. Those are moments where people are together with friends and family, where memories are built, and the enjoyment that you have across sports is something that lasts forever in people's mind.
So it's really just brand equity?
It's both, because there are sales uplift.
There's a bump?
Yeah. And
substantial?
During FIFA years, we always say it's like 25 bips for the year.
Okay.
What can be 2.5 for a given month, which is huge. There is nothing that moves the sales like this, but it's more than that. It's really the brand equity and how you build these memories with the fans and consumers over time.
What are your latest expectations, Gianni, in terms of revenue growth this World Cup from the last one in 2022, and also projections on things like viewership and demand?
Well, the latest projection, now we are really 3 days, 2 days, few hours, few minutes. I mean, we count the seconds now from the kickoff of the World Cup. And the numbers are absolutely staggering. I mean, this World Cup here in North America generates for FIFA double the revenues of the last World Cup. And that's important for us because many people don't know that FIFA is a non-for-profit organization, means that all the revenues that are generated are reinvested in the game all over the world. So thanks to partnerships like the one we have with AB InBev, and thanks to brokers' rights, thanks to ticketing revenues, we can invest in countries where nobody else would invest, in Africa, in Asia, in Central America, everywhere in the world, invest in giving opportunities to children to play soccer, to maybe become a global star, but in any case, to just enjoy and have fun. And what we witness here in terms of the economic impact for FIFA and for football or soccer, as it's called here in general, in North America, especially in the USA and in Canada and Mexico, it is already the #1 sport. Here, not yet.
No, not even in the top three.
It will become top. And the World Cup contributes to that because everyone speaks about that. Everyone wants to invest in it, and we're really looking forward to it.
Gianni, there are reports that the hotels are not at full occupancy, and hotels specifically, there was a journal report in the U.S. versus in places in Mexico and Canada are not full. Has it met your expectations, the inbound travelers coming in for the World Cup?
Yes, and before the World Cup kicks off, there are many reports about many things. Some are accurate, others a bit less. What we can see now is that the excitement is growing, and this will reflect, and is reflecting already, on hotel bookings, on travels, and so on and so forth. And we should, make the analysis after the end of the World Cup. We have never seen so many ticket requests.
I know. People are very angry about the prices, though.
Yeah, but they are not angry when they have to watch other sports in the U.S., of which the prices are actually much higher than the World Cup prices.
Right. But this is supposed to be the world sport,
It is the world sport. It's a once in a lifetime. The last World Cup here in America was 1994. This is some decades ago. The next one, who knows when it will be. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. All the revenues are reinvested in the game. And again, we should respect as well those who are applying to get tickets. We had 500 million ticket requests. In a normal World Cup, it is like 20 million ticket requests. We had 500 million here from over 200 countries in the world. I read as well, people don't want to travel in the US. It's wrong. It's wrong. We have ticket requests from everywhere in the world, and we will see fans coming with tickets, without tickets, just to feel the vibe They will come to America, to Canada, to Mexico.
On the beverage, on the beer sales, Michel, are Americans going to be paying higher prices than they were in the past few, I don't know, months or years? I know aluminum costs have risen with the tariffs and the war. Can you tell us a little bit about what that price inflation looks like at this point?
So we always say that on our costs, we have several inputs, plus the work that we do on productivity. And while aluminum, for example, is up, you look at the grains that we use for brewing, pretty normal. We always work in the company with foreign exchange because we buy different things in different places, and they are somehow benefiting the basket of things that we buy. So our policy is price with inflation, different from other companies. We didn't move this up and down during COVID. And I think that we'll continue to follow this policy of price with inflation, despite of a higher inflation that we are seeing.
So prices are rising along with inflation. With inflation,
yeah. As they do historically,
higher.
Not different.
Nothing higher, yeah. Because I do wonder, Gianni, how you know, there's so much talk about the economy and the consumer and where the U.S. job market is and everything like that, and whether it's, you know, been impactful in planning the World Cup and what the economic landscape here looks like.
Yes, I mean, the economic impact globally of an event like the World Cup is $80 billion. Only in North America, it's 40. Only in the US, it's $30 billion. It creates hundreds of thousands of jobs, long-term jobs, and all of this can then be reflected if soccer really takes off in this part of the world. Imagine that today the global soccer GDP, if you want to use that term, is around 300 billion. So it's, you know, not huge, but quite like a mid-sized country, right? 300 billion a year. Now 70% of this 300 billion is generated in Europe. The GDP of Europe is probably closer to 7 than to 70%. And this shows that if we manage to get more investment in soccer in this part of the world, so typically the US investment today is around 3% of this global soccer GDP. If we can do a little bit more, we can increase it easily to 500 billion.
A lot of room for growth there.
Exactly. And the biggest part will be North America.